everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we're gonna kick off a little mini series. This is Volleyball Positions 101. So in this video, I'm gonna teach you how to be a middle blocker. This is my favorite. This is the position I played for the most of my career, so I'm excited. Let's get into it. First things first, let's talk about what a middle blocker is. So the middle blocker position is a person who stands in the middle of the court in the front row, and they have many jobs, okay? So first of all, we're gonna talk about how I said middle blocker and not middle hitter. You wanna know why middles are referred to as middle blockers before they're referred to as a middle hitter? Because that is their sole job, is blocking. Middles aren't necessarily like dependent on just score all the time. That's more of an outside hitter kind of thing. But middles, blocking is key. Now, middles block side to side, meaning that they are go, go, go all the time, okay? So usually middles have great stamina, they're quick off their feet, and they're agile because they're moving side to side pretty much constantly. Now, the benefit of being a middle is that you only have to play 3 out of the 6 rotations, because usually coaches prefer to sub in a libero for the middle when they're back row. So they'll come out for those 3 rotations while their libero plays their back row. So middles are usually running pretty quick sets, so that could be right in front of the setter. They could be doing a 1 ball or a 0, which is even quicker than a 1. Or they could go a little bit outside to the left and towards like the outside pen and run like a 31. 32 if they want like a little bit more height on it, and then they can also go behind the setter for a slide, a back one, whatever it is. Honestly, being a middle is very fun. Now, does everyone like it? No, it is very much an acquired taste because of the constant moving and blocking. And say that you're going side to side every single time, you probably won't even get set the ball, right? So it's kind of like, dang, like why am I doing all this? But honestly, I love it because it's underrated and it's easy to be a good middle because no one wants to do it. So that's a great way to get playing time, by the way. Play middle, I'm telling you. Middles are a hot commodity because you won't find a lot of people who want to do it. So let's talk about the first step to being a great middle. First of all, your footwork is very important when you are blocking, meaning if you are going side to side, your footwork needs to be quick and to the point, because you don't want to be like, you don't have all the time in the world like the outsides or the right sides to be like, okay, swing, block, bam. No, you got to be quick, off your feet and ready to block. So you really just want to consider keeping your movements quick. That is like a great way to describe a middle, is just quick, agile, sharp, to the point. That means that when you're blocking, you want your arms to always be nice and high. You never want them to be down by your sides because those sets are coming so quick, especially if you're a middle, that 1 ball, you have to be ready to just boop over the net. You can't really take time to load and be like, la, la, la. No, like you have to be loaded already, ready to block the ball. And eye sequencing is so important. That brings me to my next point. If you're a middle, you have to master eye sequencing. So what is eye sequencing? Just to keep it a little brief and basic, basically that is tracking the ball wherever it goes. So let's say that you are a middle that is playing defense, right? Okay, so your team has just served the ball over the net. You're at the net, you're loaded, okay? And you're waiting for the ball to go anyway. Once again, if you're middle, you have to block the outside, the red side, the middle, the back row attack. You are responsible for literally everything, okay? So that means that you have to be tracking the ball. As soon as you hear the ball coming off the server's hand behind you, you're locked in, hands are up, elbows are at a nice angle, and you're waiting for the ball. You want to track the ball, and you see as soon as that ball is passed, you're tracking the ball. Okay, it's hit the setter's hand. Now, as soon as the setter does this, you go immediately. There's no room for just waiting like, oh, that was a nice set, and then you just get beat, right? So you always have to be locked in on the ball. As soon as the ball hits the setter's hands, you should know where the ball is going. And this also goes into kind of like scouting, your strategy, and kind of your coaching style. Say the other team has a really good outside hitter, but their middle hitter and the right side hitter in that rotation aren't as strong. We can kind of assume that the outside hitter that's really good is gonna get set the ball a lot, right? So you can kind of assume, okay, as soon as that ball hits the setter's hands, I can kind of cheat this way to go out to the right side pin because I know that they're probably gonna set their outside. Now, I've already touched on, you gotta swing block out to the pins, and if you want a tutorial on how to swing block, let me know, because I mean, I wasn't a great blocker, but I think I was pretty good at it. So blocking a middle is completely different, kind of like I touched on earlier. So you have to be loaded at base. That is so important, because imagine that you're just standing here and then you have to take the time to load and get your hands up. You've already been beat by the set and the swing because the ball has already hit the ground and you haven't even jumped. You always have to be loaded and keep your eye on the ball. Keep your eye on the ball. So that means that as soon as you see it, you have to jump over and be prepared to jump, meaning that you're loaded, your hands are up, and you can just quickly press over. Middles are also responsible for the setter dump. See, you're probably like, Jacoby, why is the middle responsible for everything? Low key, that's probably why no one wants to play middle. Because you have a lot of responsibilities, but you only have to do it for 3 rotations, so I guess it kind of, evens out. But you have to be responsible for the setter dump, meaning that if the setter is front row, you have to be worried about the front row attack from the setter. Now this is not very fun, especially when you have a very offensive setter. That's why you see, like, in the college game, professional, Olympic, whatever it is, when you have a really aggressive offensive setter, it is very hard to defend because you're like, you don't know if they're gonna, just take it over themselves and become an offensive option. That is very hard to defend. A great example of that is Moni Nikolov. If you watch men's volleyball, he is a very offensive setter. And you don't know if he's gonna dump it. You don't know. No one ever knows what he's actually going to do, what he's thinking, and that's what makes him so great. He's unpredictable. Another great example is Jacoby Volleyball. He played for Hawaii. He was a left-handed setter, and you would see him just literally go up and think and literally bounce the ball on the second contact, which was like, oh. And it would often be a clean kill because the block just was not expecting it and they weren't locked in on that. So that is another thing to consider. Now, for some hitting, this is the fun part. When you're middle, you have the opportunity, okay, let me put it to you this way, to bounce the ball often. Because usually middles have no block, or it's kind of a late block, whatever it is. Middles are often getting clean kills because it's easy to beat a middle just as it's easy for them to beat you. You know what I mean? Because if you go quickly, no matter what, you can probably still beat the block, especially if your other hitters are pulling the block with them. Meaning that, say I'm hitting in the middle, my friend's hitting on the left, and my other girlfriend is hitting on the right, okay? They're both really good, really good. Our outside is the best player on the team. Our right side, third best player on the team. Say the middle hitter is the second best player on the team. They don't know who our setter's gonna set because they have so many options. That means that they have to go hard every single time with their approach, even if they don't get set, because that's gonna distract the blockers from me, who's really gonna get the ball, So that's just a great way to kind of free up your teammates. Pro tip, always run your approach. And also, if you watch any volleyball, you will notice, and if you don't notice, now you kind of pay attention to it, the middle is always running their approach regardless if they get the ball or not. So say we get a free ball, they transition, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And literally they set right past them. That's just a decoy, right? But it's a great decoy because it works. They kept the middle blocker with them. Now the outside hitter only has 1 block. And everyone's happy. Another great thing about middles is that they have a super fast arm swing, and it's usually like a check swing rather than like an outside / right side / back row attack. Now remember earlier in the video how I said that nothing in the middle is super long and drawn out and pretty, it's very sharp, right? That also plays into hitting. So if I'm up on the ball and I'm hitting a 1, first of all, the tempo is very quick. And if you're wondering, Jacoby, how do I time a 1 ball? Great question. That's honestly a great skill that all middles need to learn. Someone passes the ball or you pass the ball, whatever it is, you transition to the 10-foot line, okay? And you see the ball coming out of the contact. You see it right about to hit your setter's hands. It's not in her hands, it's right before she even contacts it. That's when you want to start your approach. So let me start from the beginning. So free ball, ball's coming. Ball's coming right before the setter contacts it, you're taking your first step, okay? So, ball's coming step, super quick, high off the ground, snap down. And this is a check swing. Notice how my elbow is literally by my ear, right? It's not like an outside swing, which is kind of like this. Nice and open, long arm, snap down. In the middle, you want to keep it nice and sharp. So left, left. You're right on top of the ball, snap down. And that's how you're gonna hit the 10-foot line, hit the angles. It's a nice check swing. But that is it for today's video, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. For all my middles out there, I love you. Make sure to comment down below what position I should do next. This is exciting. Okay, bye guys.